Saturday, October 7th, and welcome to the new episode of You Don't Watch Sports. We are, as always, going to be your guiding light through sports conversation. We'll give you 3 topics each week. General, basic, dip your little toesies in the waters, the rushing, babbling brooks that is sports. That's what we're trying to get you to do. Omari, what do you have to say to the people? Should they know about the sports?
Oh, they should always know at least some, right? I think it's one of the best icebreakers out there is, hey, how about that in-sport team here? Insert sports teams here. How about that local sports team?
How about them sports?
Or just, another thing. If you're like Ubering and stuff, that was one of the favorite things I did when I was Uber. Just like look around and see like something in the car. Oh, you're a football fan. Okay, I see Giants. Oh, this season, blah, blah, blah. So you have stuff like that. Or as you mentioned on a previous episode, people sitting at home or at work, co-workers talking about stuff. You don't watch sports. You don't really know that much to contribute. You'd like to contribute. You like sports. You just don't really watch them. You're busy. You got other stuff to do. Lots of reasons. You don't fully pay as much attention as those guys. But here's some stuff that you can contribute to the conversation. Get in there. Get that foot in the door.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And we're going to get your foot in the door with our first round. Omari, it is the most wonderful time of the year here at Bill's house. Although I'm wearing the Toronto Blue Jays cap, these guys got knocked out of the playoffs because it is the wild card week in the MLB playoffs, and we need to bring out the brooms because every single matchup was a sweep this year of the opening round of 2023 playoffs.
Has that happened before?
Yes, but it's extremely rare. And also, well, technically, this is only the second year of this new playoff format, so not there's never really been a wild card round as more as wild card games. Surprise, Max is in my lap.
Doggy.
So yeah, the Rangers beat the Rays. The Twins beat the Blue Jays. The Phillies beat the Marlins. And the Diamondbacks beat the Milwaukee Brewers. Now, I'm going to tell you the highlights of this week are absolutely going to be the Minnesota Twins snapping a huge, long playoff drought and doing it at home in front of the Minnesota fans.
So that had to be great.
Right. We're talking about a double-digit year playoff drought. Long time of not even being in the playoffs, let alone succeeding into an additional round.
Yeah.
So that has got to be a big one. And I can't not mention the insane scene that was in Philadelphia this week. The city absolutely is turning out, and the team might just be clicking at the right time. I know I've been talking about the Braves a lot these past weeks.
Yeah.
But the Philadelphia Phillies may just be a team and a city that could break through that mountain that is Atlanta Braves. But we're going to find out because they're playing each other in the next round. So keep your eye out on Braves Phillies. You got Diamondbacks and the Los Angeles Dodgers. The Twins and the Astros. Orioles and Rangers. Big note, Astros have been to the ALCS, which is the final round right before the World Series. Not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, 5 years in a row. The team is the LeBron James of Major League Baseball. So it's pretty huge for the Twins. We'll see if they can get past the Astros, because, that's one of those teams now where you just don't bet against them.
Yeah.
Because they're just always there.
Yeah.
So banging. That's my little breakdown
on
of
trash can banging
on
a street light.
Those Astros. Absolutely those Astros. Those trash tros. Moving quickly on to our second seed and the NFL.
Right. NFL. Let's go.
Dallas Cowboys at San Francisco 49ers appears to be the game of the week, Omari. I'm going through the schedule.
That is,
and it's looking like a lot of turds.
Yeah, that's all I've heard, and that's all I really see looking at the schedule myself for real. There are some divisional games that are going. Well, even then, there's only like the one divisional game, Ravens Steelers. That'll be close, but the Steelers aren't really that good this season. But it's a divisional game, so people will want to see that because those
Yeah,
are marquee names.
Pittsburgh and
But
Baltimore is always a big.
the game of the week definitely is Dallas Niners. It's all anyone's really talking about on ESPN. It's Dak Prescott on America's team, quote unquote. He's been the
They've
face
been
of them
saying
for a
that since
long
Emmitt
time.
Smith.
Yep. But he hasn't really had any playoff success. In fact,
Neither have the
Stephen A.
Cowboys since Emmitt Smith.
Well, that's what I was gonna say. Stephen A. Smith pointed out something that both of the top two quarterbacks, when it comes to win percentage without making it to the conference round of the playoffs, both of the top two win percentages that haven't made it further than the second round of the playoffs are Cowboys players in Prescott and Romo.
That's a huge stat. That's a huge stat.
Yeah, so the current Cowboys quarterback and the one before that did a lot of regular season winning, no playoff success. And the most recent playoff demon for the Cowboys has been the 49ers, who
absolutely
have made it to the conference round plenty of times within the past few years, not necessarily in a row every year, though I'm pretty sure that's damn close. But
they've been the ones to kick the Cowboys out of the playoffs the last 2 years in a row.
Yeah, and last year they looked like they were probably going to go face either the Eagles in the conference championship and then or the Chiefs in the Super Bowl because of Brock, but Brock got injured, and I think Bosa also got injured. So when you lose your quarterback and your main face of your defense, and then you're going against someone like the Eagles, obviously that's probably when you go home. But they didn't go home to the Cowboys. And so Dak Prescott, who's had all these people that the naysayers, despite his success, he needs to. They were talking about on ESPN this Sunday, and I kind of agree. Just in the case of people are going to talk, if you are able to 100% tune that shit out, whatever. But I ain't met the person that can 100% tune it out yet. They got people who can say they can. I ain't met the person that can tune it yet. But if you want to cut off a lot of that naysaying, if you want to shut people up, if you want to shut up Stephen A. Smith, who brings up stats like highest win percentage without making it past the second round and it being the Cowboys, you gotta win this Sunday.
I mean, yeah, I'm thinking so. Like on face value, obviously a week 5 matchup is not as important as two prior seasons of playoff matchups, but I mean, as far as a morality, as a team morale goes, as like you said, as far as Dak Prescott having to talk to reporters goes, I mean, you're looking at a 3-1 Dallas Cowboys team and a 4-0 San Francisco 49ers team. If this week ends with the Cowboys 3-2 and the 49ers 5-0, that's humongous.
And
that's humongous.
Yeah. I forgot what I was going to say, but I agree with you with that because how strong teams are, like you just said. Oh, and both teams are healthy relatively this time.
Yep.
The Dallas Cowboys defense is going strong. The 49ers defense is going strong. Dallas offense going strong enough. However, they have a rent that one is that's the 1-3-1. The Arizona Cardinals. The Arizona Cardinals without Kyler Murray. Those Arizona Cardinals. They're the 1-3-1. That's pretty much been Dak's career so far, though. Is the really you didn't
that one?
But some of the legit losses have been the 49ers. So if you're going to lose to them in the regular season, when you get to the playoffs, now you're 3-0 against these guys, or 0-3 against these guys. And like you said, morale.
Yeah, I mean, you've matched up with them the last 2 years in the playoffs. You want to say this game is not important? Well, this game could be a huge, humongous deciding factor on where that rematch is played this year.
Beating.
If you're going to go into the playoffs and assume you are going to once again, for the 3rd year in a row, see these motherfuckers in the red and gold, don't you want it to be in your house? Or do you want to go to San Francisco and do that?
Get butchered by the candlestick makers.
All right. Now our third seed is just going to be, I don't know where to go with this one because honestly it's the off season and I'm tired of it being this topic. But I want to cover the three major sports on this show.
Well,
and
we're like a week or two out, I think, from the regular season.
and it's not giving me anything but superstars demanding trades and demanding out from their teams. And when we were talking about Damian Lillard, we kept bringing up a specific name as reference.
Mr. Beard himself.
Omari, James Harden is demanding a trade out of Philadelphia. What do you care? Are we done?
I don't really care. And two, I don't really care. I am done. And two, I thought I had heard him saying he was going to do that earlier this year. So I'm even less surprised that it's happening. I did hear a rumor that earlier this week he tried to pull a Jimmy Butler. And by that, I mean, there was this time on one of Jimmy Butler's former teams, either the Bulls or Timberwolves, where Butler was mad about the low level, his other players on his team. So he came in and just kind of like, and I might be butchering the story, but he like he called out some of his people to like a game where it's me versus y'all type shit. And he beat them pretty badly and
like a 1v5 kind of thing.
I don't know if it's 1v5 or if it's him and like two others, and it's like 3v3. It's like, man, I can take these two, beat all y'all because y'all ain't shit, and did it. That might have been closer to the case, but it was something along those lines where he called out his locker room and then backed it up. Allegedly, and I don't know, I haven't fact checked, hence the allegedly, Harden tried to do that this week and lost pretty bad, which didn't help things. Now, I don't want to say that actually happened because I know Harden
where he wants
skill.
to go at this point. Like he's
at
running
this
out
point,
of. Does he want to go to Miami? Do they even want him? Does Jimmy Butler even want him? Speaking of which, you brought him up. I can't not think about it. Special shout out to Jimmy Butler and how he showed up to media day this year. If you don't know, Google it. If you are that far outside of sports and you're watching this, Google Jimmy Butler media day and have a good time. Shout out to him. I love that, bringing back the emo.
He has some pretty good coffee too.
I had my day, Omari.
Oh, with the emo.
And tonight will be the night that I will fall for you.
Yeah. I probably had some emo. If I had an emo phase, it wasn't as realized as others.
Mm-hmm.
I'll put it that way. I might have liked some emo songs, but I also thought that something was emo that wasn't, because I heard someone who hated the music tell me that it was. And so, I don't know. But the bottom line is Jimmy Butler, hilarious. But hey, I don't think he's wanted on the Heat. Actually, they could want him on the Heat. I think he played decent last season.
I mean, they were trying to pull Dame. So I mean, after that failed, maybe.
But until otherwise proven, and I'm only stating this based on the past statistics, not based on the guy's potential, because who knows? That's why it's potential. Sometimes it goes unrealized. Mm-hmm. But based on the past history, if my goal was let me take my team further into the playoffs, James Harden is not the one I want to do that.
Maybe James Harden 9 years ago.
See, you say that.
7 years ago. But even then, I don't know if I want him to be the man.
There you go. I would get him. 7 years ago, I'm definitely trying. Because I don't have the 7 years of the history. I mean,
he is the league's top scorer, and he is renowned for his lack of defense.
Yes.
But he is the league's top scorer. And if you put, you would look at that and think that you could put him,
Yeah,
you could put
anywhere
something
and
around him
exactly. That's why we
and
go
win.
deeper into the playoffs, especially if you're already a good team and you want to add a James Harden.
Mm-hmm.
Like the Nets was about the when they decided to try to do their big three with KD, Kyrie, Harden.
Yeah.
That was about the last time that you could like realistically be like, well, shit, if it's all three of them, they gotta do something. Um, but Harden just in the playoffs, it's not even so much that he doesn't have help. Like some years that was the case. Like sometimes there was a year where I think Chris Paul got injured in the playoffs when they thought that was the year for the two of them.
Yeah.
But there have been other years where they're both healthy, and then James Harden just the last series that they're in, whatever team he's on, he's like, I feel like going over. Oh, like 0 for 5, like for like the quarter? Nah, I mean 0 for the game. What? No, why?
Went hard at the club last night.
What? Yeah, I'm James goes hard at the club.
Oh,
Like,
there we go. Atlanta. How about the Hawks? Maybe he's just doing a
nightlife.
tour
There you
of the
go.
country's greatest strip clubs, Omari.
There
Maybe
you go.
like let's not fight him. Maybe that's all he's doing. He's not concerned about being a great basketball player
Or champion.
or a champion.
Not concerned about being a champion. I think he's concerned about being a great player. To get to that point, you want to be a great player. He may not
Make a
necessarily
bunch
care
of
about the
money
championship.
so he can
Get
then
the
throw a
bag,
bunch of money.
get the bag, spend the bag. That's what he's about. And then, have some team success or good enough amount of team success to where the fans ain't annoying him with the constant chatter
Right.
about where's our shit.
He's not getting dogged. Yeah.
Exactly. So I could see that kind of being a thing because not everybody go in the NBA goes in there like I'm gonna be an 8-time champion. Michael who? LeBron who? I'm that dude. No, some dudes are just like I like hooping and getting paid for it, and others are like I want people to know who I am, but champion. Otherwise, I'm here to get that paper, dude.
Yeah.
If
Yeah.
I'm in the playoffs 8 years in a row as a team member on a team, that's endorsements by itself. I'm a household name, motherfucker.
Yep. I mean, there's even a final section who are like, I don't really like basketball, but I'm 6'10" and hyper athletic. You wanted me to not take $20 million?
See the like sad video they had of Jokic coming back to the league.
Yeah. Yeah. He just misses his horses, man. He just wants to be with his horses. That's all. How can you not
Nikolai?
if you're his owner, how are you not flying his horses over here for the season?
Because you're Stan Kroenke.
Preach.
That's why.
Fuck
That's the only reason I wished any kind of lack of success on the Nuggets last season was because Kroenke's the owner. I have nothing against Jokic or Murray.
And why we're not talking
any of them boys.
We will never talk about the Los Angeles Rams on this show.
Technically, they're a good team against another good team this week, or at least a team.
Yeah, I saw that, but they don't exist.
But yeah,
I'm wearing a Toronto cap this week, but St. Louis until I die.
Yeah, same.
Omari, what do you got going on this week in sports?
In sports, I was watching the Bears thing earlier. I'm hoping I get a fantasy win this week. Luckily, DJ Moore got 30 fantasy points in the first half.
Awesome.
The Bears may not be doing well this season, but DJ Moore is a former Panther, okay? He's playing like a player that's not from the Bears. And I hope he keeps doing that, and I hope the rest of the Bears follow suit. Aside from that, I mean, I'm going to watch the Panthers lose on Sunday because that's what I've done the past
That's your
weeks.
job as a fan.
It's what I've done the past 4 weeks.
Hmm.
They don't even get a draft pick next year.
Do you know what I have been doing
What have you been doing,
for the past 17 years?
Oh. What have you been doing the past 17 years?
Watching Adam Wainwright throw a baseball. I want to give a special shout out to a St. Louis Cardinal legend who hung it up for the final time this last Sunday. Adam Wainwright, starting pitcher for the St. Louis Cardinals, has retired. He has spent his entire career as a St. Louis Cardinal. As silly as this thing called sports is, God damn it, he means a lot to me for some reason. And he's going to hate that I said it like that because he is very Christian. I am sorry, Adam Wainwright. I didn't mean that intentionally. But man, I love the St. Louis Cardinals, and I have loved him and Yadier Molina my entire adult sports life.
I have known those names as Cardinals things for that whole time as well. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's over. It is officially over.
Didn't he get to hit some kind of milestone right before?
Yeah, he is a 200 game winner, which is it is extremely rare in today's game of baseball.
Yeah.
So
that's awesome.
Congratulations to Adam Wainwright on a fantastic career. That is my note for the week. Omari, where can everybody find your face?
Well, they can find my face all over the place, especially on this channel. You can see us also every week, every Tuesday on the show This Guy Hasn't Seen, where we talk about movies. This week was Blade Runner. Next week, Suicide Club, because it's spooky season. After that, you can also find me elsewhere on YouTube under the Whatever We Want podcast. New episodes every week, every Wednesday. Do it with a good friend of mine and good friend of the show, Super Jazz.
Super Jazz.
Thank you. As nature intended. We do that. We talk about just what that says, whatever we want. And you can also find me on Twitter and Twitch at Giotavi. That's Giotavi. Come on in. Stop on by. Yes, Bill, you got anything else you want to say?
This is Max.
Yeah. Max. There's a dog. It's awesome. Yeah.
I can't do my normal exit. Bye.
Bye. Adios.